Namaste, angels. This is the reading for Tuesday, December 4th. I had already done a reading for this day, and I'm doing it over because the sound it was pretty much inaudible, which is very, very interesting, and could be because of Mercury. I'm wondering if, the universe just wanted me to do it over rather than it haven't been affected by Mercury or anything dark in particular too. And the reason for that is because there was a lot that went on during that reading. A whole lot that went on during that reading. If you're able to look at it, like once I lay the cards, and I didn't listen to it further on. Somebody told me that they had problems with the sound, and I just pressed play just to see, and I saw it for myself, and I said, let me do this one over. But further on in the reading, I believe it was the fourth, every 7 in the deck basically turned up in the reading. And there were a lot of other interesting things. I had also mentioned with the Emperor that showed up, and I had predicted that the 10 of Earth would show up, and it did. That some of it was in connection to some of the losses that people, our brothers and sisters among us, have experienced recently, which I saw in my readings, as those of you who saw them know. The Gemini full moon reading, this week's love reading. So today I did the reading for the 3rd sometime this morning, like 10 o'clock this morning. And then I had to be at a meeting at my daughter's school at like 11:15. And I guess I was there. I guess I pulled back into the garage maybe like 1:30 in the afternoon. And, before I got out of my car, I got a messenger notification. And it was one of my Facebook friends, clients, YouTube subscribers, viewers, saying, hey, Queen, confirmation again. And she went on to tell me that her grandmother had passed, because I had talked about potentially losing a parent, a grandparent, Fitz. And, of course, I was sorry to hear that. I got upstairs to my house, and I'd been home maybe a half hour to no more than an hour, I'm going to say, before I got another one from another Facebook friend, viewer, subscriber, client, Patreon, that her young adult daughter's father, so essentially her ex-boyfriend, my client's ex-boyfriend, had been murdered today. And I saw evidence of that sort of thing again in the cards. So, talked about that. Ultimately, the energy of the day that turned up overall was not bad. But maybe they want me to do it over, like for those reasons. I don't know. So we'll do that. The moon is still in Scorpio. It will be there until the 6th, at which time we will experience instead the new moon in Sagittarius and all that new energy, courtesy of Jupiter. It should be good. All right, I guess that's it. It's just I'm weird right now after that. All right, so I'm going to begin the dice with 29. No. And massage. And I think they might be the same with the exception of massage as they were earlier. Spirit says yes. Party. Earlier was birthday cake, not party, and dirty movie. Yeah, that's also the same. So maybe some of the cards will be the same too. Maybe they'll move around. I'm not gonna, don't stop me to lying because I don't know. But I am starting with a 7, and this 7 was present. It is Major Arcana card, the Chariot, which represents the sign of Cancer, all about moving, movement, modes of transportation. The movement can be literal, metaphoric, and important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Yes, victory also another meaning for this card. And opening to the 6 of Air, things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. The Chariot is about travel. Did I say that just now? I don't think I did. That's another meaning for the Chariot, as can be the 6 of Air. So some of us may be going someplace. Like literal. I mean, it could still be figurative also, but some of us may be literally going someplace and perhaps across water. Not necessarily a long distance. It can be local travel over water too. 6 of Air. And the 10 of Earth is back. This is the one I was talking about, like inheritance, like somebody passing. I was going to say, I don't know why I feel people... The 10 of Earth does not mean people passing, but, you know, that is what I got, and that was what turned out to be accurate. In any case, hopefully it's here today for something, a happier occasion. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Six of Air and the 3 of Fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. The 3 of Fire is about abundance being on its way. It could be about our creativity or our need to use our creativity in order to help to bring about abundance into our own lives. And yes, the need to be patient while some of these things grow, like after we set them in motion. Allow them to take form. You see them sitting at the edge of like a creek or something, and they're watching for something to happen. In the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite, it's a man standing like at the docks, and there's a ship in the distance, and he's waiting for his ship to come in. That can be the case again with the 3 of Fire opposite the 6 of Air here. Six of Air. And here's another 7. This is what I was talking about. Life experience. Major Arcana card, the Tower. A significant life event. A powerful revelation that leads to change. It is time to spread your wings. This is something that completely knocks you off your feet. Good or bad. I like people see the Tower, they get all frightened and think it's automatically going to be negative. It is not. It can have to do with a home too, or an actual, you know, some sort of structure like an actual tower. Somebody could be moving again. Or something could occur very quickly that causes you to want to move or to travel, you know, to go on a trip. All of a sudden you could be invited away or something, or, you know, visiting someone, or they could be visiting you unexpectedly. 6 of Air. And the 4 of Fire, also attached to commitment, some moving, maybe in that sense, moving forward, moving in together. Ow, 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 I just broke my nail. I need a band-aid. Moving in together. What else? It's about being happy, at peace, working on a project in your home, perhaps. Remodeling, cleaning out your closet. Pretty sure this is one of the cards that turned up also. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. I just paused the camera when my daughter brought me a Band-Aid. Also, since recording that other video, one of my Facebook friends, Patreon subscribers and all of that, had posted that she received a huge amethyst. It was broken in several pieces. So there could be energy around that we all want to be mindful of. I suggested to her, and she said she was already on it, that if she was expected to keep it, to glue it back together. Sometimes when something breaks right in front of you, you can't find all the pieces. They want you to be missing a piece also. So that was the other thing. She broke that. I just broke a nail. I mean, a nail is insignificant in the scheme of things, but I'm just paying attention. You know what I mean? And I am going to recommend an additional smudging and things like that to you guys, that especially if you are less likely to feel changes in energy, or detect it, or know how to combat it. I'm trying to think, was there anything going on today, like in the atmosphere? Not that I can recall. Anyway, so 3 of air now. Great sadness, take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. This could have several meanings. We could be moving on from past pain, because whereas things are looking up here, this is more positive energy. This is the past where there was negativity. This could be, for some, connected to the losses. They may have to travel for services or something, unfortunately. There's like parent and child here in this picture. There's a little colt, like resting on his mom. Six of air and the 2 of water, a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. So again, this is moving forward in a relationship, maybe possibly connected to water, or water signs, or moving over water, or air and water, coming together or something. I was thinking something for a second. I'm going to cut. Okay, this is positive too. It is Major Arcana card, the Dreamer. Card number 0. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. In this deck in particular, the Dreamer, or the Fool, it's the Fool in the traditional tarot, represents the planet Mercury for me, ruler of Gemini and Virgo. So this card represents those 2 signs for me. Overall energy is the Page of Water, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Also, there are heightened psychic abilities. Okay, and I turned around for a second to reach for my laptop, and this little pile jumped off, apparently. I missed that. But what it has revealed is the 5 of Earth. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. And yes, it can mean this, but this card can mean lack or loss in other areas too. And I think I had also talked about the possibility of the person or persons that having, been lost being earth signs. But I was also feeling something when I was doing the reading of not necessarily that they were earth signs, but about returning to the earth. And I think it was the King of Earth at that time that I had in my hand. in the other reading. So those of you who attempt to watch it, and maybe down the line, maybe you can hear it. Maybe I'm doing this second reading and I don't have to. I didn't even check, but I think I'm meant to. So I'm just going to go ahead. Maybe that's why I didn't check. And in any case, I think it may have to do with the loss is in connection to an earth sign. But where this is just related to fear, whether financial, material, or some other area of your life, fear of lack, you are making progress, even if it doesn't appear so or look so. Maybe because it's moving so slowly, you feel like nothing's happening at all. Because the Knight of Earth is all about, that slow and steady energy that wins the race. You are making progress. The Knight of Earth is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel to help you along the way. All right, so the cards, the history, we're going to the year 1534 when Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent occupies Baghdad. 1563 or 99, the Council of Trent holds its last session after 18 years, which is also 9. It's the last ecumenical council for more than 300 years. 1619, 38 or 11, colonists from Berkeley Parish, England, disembark in Virginia and give thanks to God. It's considered by many to be the first Thanksgiving in the Americas. 1791, Britain's Observer, the oldest Sunday newspaper, 1791 is another 99, by the way. The oldest Sunday newspaper in the world is first published. 1829 or 9/11 or 11, Britain outlaws sati, S-U-T-T-E-E, in India. What sati is a widow burning herself to death upon her husband's funeral pyre. So, throwing her, how people jump in the dirt or try to jump in the casket. It's that time. Instead, she threw herself on top of the burning husband, but he was dead. She was alive, and then she burned to death. So they outlawed that in Britain. They said no more of this. 1918, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson sails for Versailles for the peace conference in France. It's the first, or he's the first president to travel outside the United States while in office. Did you know killer fogs begin in London, England, and the term quote unquote smog is coined for the first time on December 4th in 1952. I didn't know fog killed people. Famous birthdays: Thomas Carlyle. Thomas means twin. Crazy Horse, Francisco Franco, Jeff Bridges, Jay-Z, and Tyra Banks. Would you believe Museum of Modern Art hangs Matisse's Le Bateau upside down for 47 days, another 11. This happened on December 4th in 1961. Famous weddings: 1878, novelist Bram Stoker, 31, weds Florence Balcombe, 20, in Dublin, Ireland. 1973, NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. 1973, which is 74, by the way. And I'm mentioning that because Pete Rozelle was 47. So it's like 74, 47. He got married to activist Carrie Cook in that year, 1973. 1976, actress Elizabeth Taylor, 44, marries for the 7th time to politician John Warner, who was 49. The 7s are starting to pop up. I knew I remembered some. 1979, Liza Minnelli's third marriage happens on this day. It is to a man named Mark Garrow. And 1999, Philip, Duke of Brabant, and her apparent to Belgium, marries Philip, Duke of Brabant, and heir apparent to Belgium throne, marries Honorable Matilda de Oudekim de Azkaz. Famous deaths. Thomas Hobbes, again, Thomas means twin, Robert Jenkinson, and Hannah Arendt. Hannah Arendt was both American and German, a political theorist. She's famous for the origins of totalitarianism and the human condition. She was born on October 14th in 1906. October 14th, which is 15 or 6, and she was born in 1906 in Hanover, Germany, and was a Libra. She died on December 4th in 1975 at the age of 69 of a heart attack. Robert Jenkinson, whose full name was Robert Jenkinson, the second Earl of Liverpool, was a British Prime Minister. He became Prime Minister at 42, after, which is another 6, after the assassination of Spencer Perceval in 1812. He saw the country through a period of unrest at both home and through the aftermath of the Napoleonic Wars. Unrest at home stemmed from an economic recession, and the creation of the Corn Laws led to the suspension of habeas corpus for 2 years. In 1819, the Peterloo Massacre in Manchester prompted the Earl of Liverpool's 6 Acts. So there's another 6. That's the name of the, the writing, the rule. 6 Acts. And they were designed to restrict meetings that would encourage radicalism. In 1820 or 11, the Earl of Liverpool and the government ministers survived the Cato Street conspiracy, an attempt by radicals to murder them at dinner. From 1820, the Earl of Liverpool's policies became more liberal and economic prosperity returned. He resigned in 1827 or 99 after a stroke, and he died the next year. He was born on June 7th. Yeah, I had mentioned Prince too in this reading because of something that I just read a few minutes ago about 1999. And I had posted Prince on my page, my Facebook page earlier. Something else had gone on with Prince. And now June 7th is his birthday. But this guy was born in the year 1770 in London, England, United Kingdom, and was a Gemini, of course. He died on December 4th in 1828. At the age of 58 of a stroke. And Thomas Hobbes was a philosopher, best known today for his work on political philosophy. His 1651 book, Leviathan, established social contract theory, the foundation of most later Western political philosophy. He was born on April 5th, in 1588 in Westport, England, and was an Aries. He died on December 4th in 1679 at the age of 91 of a stroke. Tyra Banks is American, a supermodel and actress. She is known as the creator and host of the reality television show America's Next Top Model and co-creator of the TV series Too Beauty. She was born on December 4th in 1973 and is 44 years old, from Inglewood, California, USA, an ox on the Chinese zodiac and a Sagittarius. Jay-Z, which is the only birthday I knew, off the top of my head for tomorrow. Real name is Sean Carter. He's a rapper and a record producer, one of the most successful rappers ever. He is also one of the most critically acclaimed. His most well-known albums include Reasonable Doubt in 1996, The Blueprint in 2001, The Black Album in 2003. Jay-Z announced his retirement from rapping in 2003, only to return in 2006. He moved into music management roles, becoming the president of Def Jam label, signing Rihanna, and fostering Kanye West's career. Jay-Z has continued to expand his business interests, starting Roc Nation, an entertainment company, a clothing line, and a sports bar chain. In 2008, Jay-Z married singer Beyonce Knowles. The couple have collaborated together on a number of projects. He was born on December 4th in 1969 and is 48 years old, from Brooklyn, New York, USA. He is a rooster in the Chinese zodiac and a Sagittarius. Jeff Bridges. He's American and an actor, famous for Crazy Heart in 2009, The Last Picture Show in 1971, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot in 1974, and Starman in 1984. He was born on December 4th in 1949 and is 68 years old, from Los Angeles, California, USA, an ox on the Chinese zodiac, and a Sagittarius. Francisco Franco. Okay, this guy sounded like a real douchebag. He was a Spanish dictator and a general, and the ruler of Spain for nearly 40 years. He began his career as a young soldier, rising to second in command of the Spanish Foreign Legion in 1920, and later its commander. Franco was one of a group of military leaders who, in 1936 or 19, planned a coup to overthrow the Republican-elected government, effectively starting the Spanish Civil War. Franco assumed leadership of the nationalist forces, slowly winning control of Spain. Franco was aided in his cause by some support from fascist governments like Germany and Italy. However, Franco failed to come to an agreement with Hitler at the outbreak of World War II and remained outside the war. Franco's early rule saw a continuation of the nationalist quote-unquote white terror, the oppression, imprisonment, and execution of political opponents. The first years of Franco's reign were bleak as many went into exile. Franco promoted a nationalist conservative state and suppressed regional languages and identity. In 1969, he appointed Prince Juan Carlos as his successor. Upon his death in 1975, he was interred in Valle de los Caídos, a vast memorial. He was born on December 4th in 1892, or 9/11 or 11, in Ferrol, Galicia, Spain, and was a Sagittarius. He died on November 20th, 11/11, in the year 1975, which is 76, or also 1304 or 11/11, the age of 82. Crazy Horse. I cannot attempt to say or pronounce his real name. I presume it is written in Lakota. His nationality was Oglala Lakota, and he was a Native American war leader. The leader of the Oglala Lakota who took up arms against the U.S. federal government. Together with fellow Indian chiefs, including Sitting Bull, he led a war party to victory over George Armstrong Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn in June of 1876. You know what 1876 is? 13. Yes, June 13. Again. Or 19. 613 equals 19. Crazy Horse ranks among the most notable and iconic of Native American tribal leaders. It is disputed whether the photo that they have shown here is actually him or not. And if you want to Google, we can find out more about the historical debate, because apparently it goes on and on about whether or not this photo is him. He was born on December 4th in 1840, which is 13 or 4 or 11/11 as well. And his place of birth was Fort Robinson, Nebraska, USA. He was a Sagittarius. He died on September 5th in 1877 at the age of 36. The cause was a bayonet wound. And lastly, Thomas Carlyle. Again, Thomas means twin. He was Scottish, a historian and an essayist known for his notable works such as Sartor Resartus, On Heroes, Hero Worship, and the Heroic in History. He was born on December 4th in 1795 in Ecclefechan, Scotland, and was a Sagittarius. He died on February 5th in 1881, or 99, at the age of 85. He was the last. So back to this. Page of Water is our overall energy. It has changed from what it was earlier. It had been the Emperor earlier. So perhaps they just have additional messages for us. So I just got a message from one of you. She is watching the reading, but unable to really hear me. Crowning the masculine, the two of earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. The masculine is surrounded by the three of fire. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. And in his subconscious, another indication of the need to make a decision, you know, along with this. So it's probably a decision about something having to do with the earthly. A complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. So it could be about work, you know, day-to-day life, trying to find balance. The earthly matters. Crowning the feminine. Major arcana card, release or death. Number 13, the end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. Major arcana card, death, represents the sign of Scorpio. And our overall energy is also that of water. A Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be also a child or someone younger, youthful. Surrounding the feminine is the three of earth. So we have like our three mirroring their three here. The power of creativity. Recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. So there may be a situation involving three people. And again, perhaps matters of the earthly. Something going on at our office. A group project. Could be a love triangle too. Maybe particularly involving an earth sign. Or abundance coming our way. Abundance that is earned. Earned. Could be the end of something involving three people. And again, maybe one is an earth, at least one is an earth sign. All right, I'll reserve comment. Feminine subconscious, the seven of earth, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. Okay, I didn't even realize we had two. Crowning, the two of water, relationships that continue to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Maybe with the divine masculine or a fire sign. I think even in the other reading I had done, there was a lot of fire sign energy. There was the Knight of Fire. There was Major Arcana card Strength, which represents the sign of Leo. So it could be some of those things going on again too. This has an energy of fathers and leaders and bosses, similar to the Emperor as well. King of Fire is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. He's also a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Also may want to take advice from someone creative. Maybe as it relates to some sort of partnership. Reconnecting with a friend or business partner, family member, romantic interests. At the root, the Six of Air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation, which again, this indicates as well. For the feminine, it could be a financial situation with all of this earth surrounding her. The end of maybe hard times. The end of the wait for money that, or some sort of abundance that she's earned. It's finally coming in. She planted the seeds for it to come in, and now she's about to reap. That can absolutely be the case there. The masculine needing to make a decision, perhaps before the next phase can begin, and then to exercise some patience, or even in the midst of this decision. He could be awaiting a decision as well. But in the midst of this, exercising again some patience. If it has to do with the next trip with another person, that other person doesn't belong. And crossing here, the King of Fire with the Two of Water atop it, you can see it's saying, you know, the two are meant. So if you got to make a decision about, let's say, a partnership, and do we want to take our friend in on the partnership too? You know, three's a crowd. Or if it's a relationship and you're trying to do a love triangle, three's a crowd. And again, there's likely involvement of a fire sign. that I don't know if they might be the one that needs to go, or maybe you're the fire sign. You got to make a decision. But in any case, these two are symmetric, and this one doesn't belong, right? So we're moving on from that. Yeah. At the heart of the matter, there's the knight that was here. Passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. So like I said, he came in really quickly. I could feel like the quickness with which the knight was arriving. Something very, very sudden that had transpired or that transpires on this day. That causes you to have to make, the next move, or causes, maybe it brings about this end of difficulty for the feminine. The abundance comes rolling in. It's something of that nature. Maybe brings about the resolution of a conflict between these two. This person could be some sort of, again, leader, maybe making the first move, initiating, or being some sort of mediator between the two people. Could be a boss when it relates to work. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Okay, this Knight of Fire is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. He is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I'm going to use this to further clarify the masculine Seven of Water and about what this decision may be, or maybe it'll clue us into, maybe it's about something else, like children or something, and not a decision necessarily. It's a decision about the earthly, your foundations. This is your day-to-day, your life. Like, where you're going to live, where you're going to work, where you're going to go to school, what are you going to do, in earthly matters. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. I actually don't think that any of those necessarily apply today. It is just a decision about, again, earthly matters in your life. So you're trying to figure out, should I take this job or should I take this job? Do I want to work more hours? I can't really afford it because I don't get to see my family when I do that. It's that sort of thing. I don't get to see my wife, my kid, whatever. Further advice to the masculine, the lovers. Again, he has to make a heart versus head decision. And sort of like a tough decision and choose. I want to see my family, or I want to work and make some money. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. It's another indication again of a decision too. Decision with the Seven of Cups. Good health also. The Lovers, Major Arcana card number 6, represents the sign of Gemini. And for the feminine, the Four of Fire. I think this was crowning in the original reading I did. Contentment, peace, and abundance. At least a lot of the same cards showed up. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. Again, this could be just that. Successful completion of a project. I finally cleaned out my closet. I finally moved some stuff into storage or out of storage. I moved back into my house. I moved to a new house. All of those kind of things. I can't think of anything. I did spring cleaning. I cleaned up for the holiday. I put up my tree or my menorah or whatever. Could be all of that. Could also be entering commitment, or again, connected to your abundance coming in, whether it's financial, material, or something love related. It's something that you earned, and when it comes, it settles you out. Makes you a little bit more peaceful, and may involve two people, and perhaps, again, love. I wish you guys have enjoyed the reading. Sorry about the first attempt. I'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.